Live. We're live.
Good morning. Good
Yeah.
morning.
Where'd you get that hat from?
Hat store. You
Oh,
know,
that's a good one. That's a good
same
response.
place. Same place Mazzy gets them. Gorin Brothers.
Yeah, Gorin Brothers.
Yeah,
I've had a few Gorin Brothers hats.
yeah.
Um, okay, this record flattener drama where I'm trying to figure out. Maybe I cracked the code last night.
Uh-oh. Is that
I had
Chris?
some really warpy records. Here's one. Let me go grab it. Of course, it's not warpy anymore. I pulled this record out of a 50-cent bin, and I guess they put it in there because it was warped. This Judas Priest, British Steel. And now this thing was wavier than a wavy potato chip, but now it's flat.
So, whoa.
Well, the other record I put in there was wavier and it got flatter. I think the problem with this record, which is designed to do two records at once, really only can do one. Because there's two plates. You put one
Right.
on the bottom, plate on top, the other one between another plate, and put it on. I think the records that you put between the two plates do better. So there are three presets on this flattener. Shellac, relaxed, and standard. Relaxed is like a setting for stupid people. The relaxed default, what? You're stupid?
I qualify.
The relaxed default is 131 degrees for 30 minutes, and then I guess you let it cool. The relaxed is 125 for an hour. The shellac I have not used. I reached out to them saying their manual is shit, and they kind of agreed. It's very technical. It's not for just an average person trying to educate themselves. So they sent me a list of maybe suggested tips. And there was various different things. But one, in talking to other people who use different flatteners, he said 90 minutes. So I set the wavy one for 90 minutes for at 129 degrees. And that seemed to flatten this
Uh-huh.
pretty substantially.
How long did you let it cool for?
Overnight. I set it before I went to sleep. So it cooled down to 71 degrees or something, 60, 70. So right now I have a record in there that was not horribly warped, but it is warped, not a lip warp. And I put it in for the 90 minutes at 129. So when I come back today, we'll see if that worked. And maybe I found the right setting to flatten records. So we'll see. There you go. That's
I
the
have a
drop of
feeling.
flatten records.
I have a feeling it's more complicated than that. I have a feeling
Isn't that
it could vary by era, or
No.
what's
Well, there are factors that they put on this tip list: the vinyl type, the age. They say I've heard other people say the older the record, the more difficult it is to get the warp out.
uh-huh.
And the kind of standard is lip warp, impossible. But you say you flattened a lip warp with
I
it.
did. I did. And it stayed flat. So this is my favorite part of the instructions. The most difficult cases, short and strong waves on the outside of younger and older records. Here it can happen that the record is still not perfectly flat, even after 3 or even 4 passes. This must be accepted. But in any
No,
case,
yeah,
a clear improvement is achieved.
oh, you printed out the thing they sent.
Yeah.
I mean, the other ones that I know people use is like set it, forget it. But you can manipulate this thing a million different ways.
Right.
I've tried probably 10 different settings, but it looks like they call it what do they say in that sheet? They call it something set.
I don't know.
The time you let it flatten for is a certain term they give it. It really
Holding?
is. Huh?
Yeah.
Holding time. The holding setting, which
This
seems
is
a word.
written. I'm going to sound a little weird here, but this was written by people who have no sense of humor. That's all I can say.
Well, the list price for this thing is not cheap. It's $2,500.
It's a $2,500 record
It
flatter.
doesn't feel like a $2,500 product.
When you hold it in your hands, it's very light.
It is. The body's made out of styrofoam.
It's made out of foam.
So I'm gonna go with this the default to the 90-minute holding time at 129 degrees, and then let it cool down to 70 something degrees. Then you should be fine. We'll see. I put a wavy record, not that it's horribly warped and it plays fine, but it has a waviness to it. So
That'll fix. That'll clean that up.
I have a wardrobe budget for the stream. It's funny. No wardrobe budget. So
is Chauncey out there? Hey, Chauncey.
Again, if anyone wants to come up, send me a
Hey,
communication. I'll send a link.
check this out.
Okay. Oh, you got the new paper.
I got the new paper. Huh?
So the cover.
High Moon Records. Look at all those people on the cover.
What's High Moon? What's High Moon Records?
Oh, you got to read it. It's a record label that we wrote about.
Yes.
Very, very interesting, I assure you.
It's a current label.
Yeah, it is. And they're doing all kinds of stuff, including these guys on the cover. Who's that? That's you know who that is. Anyway, yeah, I'll read it to you. High Moon looks back to the time when music simply had a larger role in the culture than it does today. I like that.
Hey, Brian, I'm almost 100% sure there are no ladies here. 100%. Just say what's up, Jets.
We have a new advertiser in Nipomo, California.
All right. California. Where's Nipomo, California?
I think it's San Luis Obispo.
That's the record rack.
Correct.
Is that one of the ones you got from going up there?
Yes, it is.
Well, then the trip paid for itself, I suppose, right?
It did.
Okay. Hold on. Easy now is you're still a man, though. You can dress whatever way you want. You're not a lady.
There's only two sexes.
Hold on. Question for someone you have need to have a conversation with. The store we went to in Thousand Oaks.
Yeah. Groove Damage. They are going to they're going to jump in April. They're going to come in.
Now we went there and went to the store. I bought 3 records to support his store. But I will say the initial opening, he has to have better records than he had on the rack there. Right? Do you agree?
I wasn't really shopping, to be honest with you. I was not shopping. I was schmoozing.
Are we talking? We went to a store that opened, a brand new record store. This guy I know was a dealer. He used to sell on Instagram. Then he started his own website. And he just got a chance to open a store. He is a hustler. The dude works hard. I know he does. But to open a store with the quality of records he had on the shelf,
that sounds familiar.
I would have better quality.
Who did that?
The store was nice. It was a good layout.
Well, remember when the Portland place first opened? It got to be a better store, but he opened up.
Yeah.
So
my favorite record store story. A guy was a collector and said, "I'm going to start a store." Sold everything and didn't realize that he had to keep buying more records. He was out.
So you know the big Tower Records in Tokyo, that big multi.
That's still a tower, yeah.
I just read today they're planning one in Gaza with the redevelopment of Gaza.
Okay, very good. All right.
Oh God!
That'll be-
What? How long? I mean,
Wait
that
to go.
isn't even the construction of a joke.
Well, it kind of is
I
because,
have a joke I'm going to tell.
it's so fucking scary even to think of that about ethnic cleansing and pushing people out to make a resort.
Do you really think those are more than just words?
Oh, I'm sure they are, but it's still for the president to say that. For you and I to say shit, whatever, but the president, come on.
I just saw the what's the comedian with the bad drug problem who just got?
Oh, there's
anyway,
there's like a dozen of them.
He did a bit about there's a horse loose in a hospital. That's what it's like right now.
Oh,
it's like there's a horse running loose in a hospital.
Yes.
Good
morning, Rob. It's nice to see you on this Thursday morning.
Well, I got nothing better to do.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. I like this.
I gotta tell you, I'll tell you something. Rachel's decision to not monetize her channel was kind of dumb. Because she could have made so much money from the live stream.
Well, she should have. I think she should have. She would have gotten it back if she had gone after it and been aggressive.
Well, I can tell you right now that look, I'm not doing this for any money, and then I'm just saying it's extra to buy some more records. The money would be used to buy records.
Anybody who makes content for YouTube, and once you hit a certain 1,000 subscribe, whatever, you should monetize, because one way or another, YouTube, Google, they're making money on all the content. We're supplying the content. They're making money, so get a cut of it. They're putting commercials. Don't feel weird.
Look, I'll tell you that I would be into maybe doing more. Not that I'm.
There you go. It's like it starts with a little bit of power, and then they want it all.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
That if you're not monetizing, then you should be. You should be monetizing.
Rob gets an extra $20-$30 a month to buy records, and
it's enough for. I'll tell you right now, at the rate I'm going, it's enough to buy records.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I'm trying to find a record I bought at the
I'm sorry, Big Ian. I didn't respond verbally because Rob doesn't like me to respond. I did this when I saw that, Big Ian.
Oh, saw what?
Like he said, nice, good morning, nice to see you. But I didn't verbally respond to you, Big Ian. To everyone here, to all my fans and all my viewers here.
This is my channel. Your fans are not here.
I'm kidding. Wow. You bet. Well, Big Ian was very nice. Louis Golden, thank you. Would you please ask why didn't Louis Golden wants to know, why don't you interact with the chat literally all the time? Literally
all right.
You can't handle it.
Here's a record I picked up at this new record store. What is it called, Jim? Groove Damage or something?
Groove Damage.
So this is a very sought after record. Do you have this, Mazzy?
No, that just got reissued. I think I just saw it.
Yeah, this is a US OG, and it's mastered by Robert Ludwig from.
It goes for some money, I know. Yeah, 1972.
Yeah, like this is probably a $70 to over $100 record.
I've never heard that record.
I mean, it's probably borderline VG plus, but it sounds great, and it's Robert Ludwig. And in fact, I think there's a version of the band that is touring the US right now. They're a UK funk band. Right. A lot of the members, which is a lot, I think were born in Africa and then grew up in the UK. But this is an excellent record. It is, I would call it British soul funk, a little bit of fusion to it. And it is excellent. And the sound, Robert Ludwig, is awesome. So I know a lot of people know about this record, but if you see a copy, pick it up. It really is very good. So that's all I have to say about that. And it actually opens up like this.
Yes.
This is weird too. So it opens up like that.
like centerfold, like that, because
Right,
it's the
right.
Playboy
Okay,
centerfold
here's a
generation.
question. Technically, that's the way the record lays because the opening's over here, right?
So in the record bins back in the day, you'd probably stick it like that.
Like this. So that's how I'm putting it in the sleeve.
You can do whatever you want. This is America. But see, I wouldn't do that because I want the spine showing. Is there a spine? Or is there a type on the spine?
Yeah, but I don't put my records by the spine.
Okay, well, if you have a flip bin, that's different. Yeah, but if you have them spine,
I don't put my records by anything.
Mike is asking, since you don't read the comments, can you show the Thelonious Monk 10-inch record, please? Mike, I will be your translator, your guide this morning if you're not coming up. Louis, why don't you get out of bed and come up? You're in Texas.
I've shown it before. Hold on.
But not everyone is watching every single episode. That's the thing.
Well, they should.
Have you ever heard of advertising? You put commercials on. It's not a commercial is not only on once. It's because you never know who's watching.
Okay, so is this his first record as a leader? This is a 10-inch from 1953. This is an OG. Not in the best shape, but it doesn't make a horrible amount of noise, and you can hear how good the recording is. I'm not taking it out of there. No, it's not like that at all.
I know.
So
I know that music actually.
Actually, out of all the recordings I've heard of Monk, I know he kind of what do you call it? Chimmers while he's playing.
Stammers. He
No, he'll make a lot of pianists do it. Oscar Robertson did it.
Well, we know that Keith Jarrett's famous for that.
A lot of people hate Keith Jarrett because of the way he does it. But on this recording, you really can hear Monk kind of. So that's the lineup, and this is the original cover, and it's really good.
My Keith Jarrett story is I saw him at Berkeley at the Zellerbach Hall, like around the time Cologne concert came out, so mid-70s, whenever that was, 75, 76, something like that. And he was great. However, like halfway through, he comes up and stands in front to the audience, and I thought it was a passive-aggressive statement. He kind of said, it's good that people finally come to see good music, basically like, you fucking rock and roll shit, you're coming here to say something, you're paying attention. And it was kind of weird, considering how many 5 years earlier is playing with Miles at
I think he's a notoriously cocky dude.
Yeah.
And he's I think he might be, look, I hate when people diagnose people as being have some sort of spectrum or whatever, but I think that's his genius. So,
but he's good. I mean, it was great.
He had a massive stroke, I think, like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And Rick Beato interviewed him. I think he can only move one arm really well. Yeah. So, go watch that interview. But he is a kind of a cocky, like standoffish dude.
Did I say fuck Rick's? Okay. See, now I don't even notice it when I say it now.
Is that bad?
Yeah, he has a foul mouth.
Well, I do have a foul mouth.
I think a foul mouth is a sign of intelligence.
It absolutely.
Well, I have only one thing to say to you, Jim. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Nice hat, Jim. I always like your hat.
Thank you. I like this hat too.
I'm trying not to be pretentious and wear my fedora in the morning. I don't put it on in the morning.
I need to get another hat. I mean, I have other hats. I have like that.
All the money you're making, if you come up to Seattle, I can take you to the hat shop. They're not cheap. It depends what you get, and they're not always cheap. So,
hats are not cheap. My favorite one, though, I was walking in San Fran, went into Gurin Brothers. I bought a travel hat, and it finally fell apart.
Yeah. Well, Gurin Brothers can be like a fedora will be like $150 to $250. Okay,
we used to have Gurin Brothers in Santa Monica, but they closed down.
They closed a lot of the satellite stores. The Stetson hats start at around $250 and go up. I mean, some of the big Stetsons are like $350 to $500. And Stetson is the one company you never see a sale. If you go to the Stetson site, people that they don't want the retailers to discount their hats. Not to say that someone will.
Hold on. Do you want to be perceived as a moron? Seriously. I mean,
Hey, why don't you, Elvis guy? Why don't you go help rebuild Gaza?
Oh, hold on. Why don't you come up here and explain to me how I'm the Charles Nelson Riley of the VC, and how your reference is dated that everyone knows who he is, and why you're obsessed with Charles Nelson Riley and me? Because I honestly, I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've ever really gone to your channel. As much as you used to come to Rachel's and promote your channel, it kind of made me not want to go there. And I don't think I've ever seen one of your videos.
Hey, Marcus, you're absolutely right. I didn't mean that Jim's pretentious, but I get the pretentious thing when I wear a hat in the morning. Jim is good because he's cool. He lives with pigs and farm animals.
The one thing you can't say about Jim is him being pretentious.
No, he's not at all.
Pretentious? Okay.
But because yeah. But what did
I can be pretentious.
You don't act
pretentious. Hold on one second. Am I wrong, Louis? If you're gonna insult me, do better.
Hey,
like aim to be better than I am at insulting people.
I think we need to do that today in this day.
I want to ask Michael Poetry a question. What size is your Stratoliner? Stratoliner is one of my favorite hats. And what color is it? Because maybe I'll buy it from you if I can get a deal. 185 is actually.
Who are you asking?
Michael Poetry says he has a Stratoliner. Stratoliner is a great hat. I have 3 Stetsons. The one I got recently, I got it. It was a $250 hat, but for my 70th birthday, a good friend that I've known forever gave me a $150 gift certificate at this hat store here. So I paid $100 for that Stetson. So everyone thinks Stetson only makes cowboy hats, but
I have a Stetson Panama, and if I wear it in the summertime, when I take it off, it like harbors the sweat.
Oh yeah.
When I take it off, it just pools.
That's why they have a sweatband there. But sometimes if it's tight, it'll make a mark here or whatever. Actually, my last one is a Kubra, which is the Australian kind of equivalent to that.
Hey, by the way, I have an insult for Wade. I know one person he's not from Match Game. Nipsey Russell. All right.
So,
okay, that took out 22 minutes.
Yes, thank you. Hat talk.
Hat porn. Let's get into food porn.
Well, the reason today I'm going to go help Jim with his papers, but the reason I'm going with him is for one reason. What's that reason, Jim?
Dim sum and then some.
Yeah, dim sum.
We're going to El Monte. We're going to be on Valley Boulevard. People.
Yeah, El Monte has good dim sum. It's where a lot of Chinese people are.
And we're going to be up north of there, Valley Boulevard.
I don't know if Mazzy has this appreciation, but when you grew up on the East Coast as a Jew, and your family got together, where would be the place you would go out for dinner to, Mazzy?
You're Chinese and have a poo-poo platter.
No, you're not Mazzy. Shut up.
Sorry.
Chinese restaurant. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you go to Chinese food. So East Coast Chinese, white people Chinese food is what I grew up on. So when you move to LA, not in LA proper are good Chinese places. You got to go out to San Gabriel Valley.
Right.
And I first time went there, and there was shit swimming around in the bowl. Like I never experienced that kind of Chinese food.
Yeah.
It's good. It really is good, but it's not the Chinese food I grew up on.
A hat live stream. Oh, Joe would want.
Hey,
I'm seriously, I'm considering doing. Tell me if anyone would be interested in this. I want to do a sale auction of about 20 hats because I have a bunch of hats that I don't wear that I don't need anymore. And
Yeah, but you can only auction them to someone with the same size.
Well, but that's the thing. Well, they're all 7.25 mediums or mediums.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But some people just might want a Mazzy hat.
No, hold on. As much as the world might not be a better place when there's 100 Mazzies walking around, I don't think it's likely you'll find enough people to.
Well, if you want to get real Mazzy, you got to do socks and underwear.
No, okay. We do have something. We do have something to talk about, Mazzy. We do have something to talk about.
Seriously. Okay.
So Chad dropped a video this morning.
Yeah, it's been.
So did I.
Oh, you did, Mazzy? Go to his channel. If Mazzy was a real YouTuber, he would put the link in the chat.
Well, let me say this. This is because I got the press release last week, about these records, and what happens is you have an embargo. You cannot, and like Jim will know this possibly. If there's a press release like movie review,
why wouldn't I know what a fucking embargo is?
Well, I'm the audience. I'm talking. Some people know, some people don't. Basically, you're not supposed to post it till a certain date and time. It's like an announcement, okay?
Right.
So the date and time was this morning. It was either 9 or 10, 9 a.m. 10. It was 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. Okay, and so I wrote a bunch of questions to the PR person. I didn't get this stuff from Chad. No way is Chad sending me the PR thing, but they have a PR company doing this. But apparently, overnight or last night, Fremer did a thing on tracking angle. And so he jumped the gun on that. Apparently, that he's since taken that down, and he got mad at me thinking I jumped the embargo on the television review, which was not true. I told him here's the time, and so then he backed down. So I recorded my video. Mine's really just an announcement. I haven't heard these. I'm not getting them free. It's not a shill, but it's news, and I think it's important whether you like them or not. Now, it's very confusing. It's very confusing.
All right. Well, we're here to eliminate the confusion. So it says here, Mazzy, shush. You just talked for 10 minutes straight. All right. So there's Bob Marley. There's 5 HQURs cut at 45 RPM. There are 2 non-HQUR 45 RPM titles. There's 3 HQURs at 33 1/3. And then there's 5 ultra tape titles and 7 SCDs. Is this a Christmas song? So
this is like the year. This is the year of Bob Marley.
So that literally today is Bob Marley's 80th birthday. That's why it's announced today. Today, go smoke a doob.
He should be alive to celebrate it.
Yeah, they want to put Bob Marley on the cover of the April issue. Should we do it?
Yeah.
Yes.
But but this is in conjunction with the Marley Estate and Tough Gong in Jamaica. Apparently,
so can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Chad did put out 2 HQURs.
Yes, 33s.
Okay, right, and he was to celebrate Real Gong opening up the pressing plant again and repressing horribly pressed records.
Okay.
He did it for very limited. There were like 3,000 of each.
3,500 went to the estate, to the Marley site. Those 2 33s, Exodus and Rastaman, are not included 33s this time. So if you already have those, they're not doing a repress of those.
These are 45s. They're 45.
No, but the rest of them are 33s and 45s.
Okay. So
3 of them.
Hold on, Mazzy.
Okay.
The ones they did already were Rastaman and Exodus, right? Or no?
Yes.
So they're redoing the people that bought them and were flipping them for a lot of money, or the price just dropped because
because they're not repressing those as 33s.
Yeah, but they're 45. So what's the?
But a lot of people like me, I would never buy a 45. So, there are a lot of people that would like to get those on 33s.
Okay, let's stop and have a discussion instead of you projecting what people will do. All right. If you're buying an HQUR, it's more than just having a copy of this record.
First of all, it's UHQR. Sorry.
UHQR.
All right. So you got that, Catch a Fire. I don't know the big song on Catch a Fire. What's the big song on that?
I'm blanking out which is which.
Right. I have it in front of me. Time before you to stop the train, baby. You got a date. Stir it up. That's what it is.
Stir it up.
Hey, look.
I just sent Michael Poetry a link.
Okay. So we're going down. They have Burnin', Natty Dead,
Natty
So
Dread.
those are all those. So now we go to there's a SACD of Exodus, tape. Where's the regular versions? Tape.
There are 33 versions. Now, the two records, okay, those two are not UHQRs, and they're on black vinyl, but they're 45s, I believe. Oh, no, okay.
The more popular of the two is Uprising. What's on this?
That's his last album while he was alive.
Yeah.
That's 1980.
Redemption Song.
Hey,
Could You Be Loved?
Hey, CD Loser, Laser, you can get SACDs. I don't give a shit. I don't expect to get these promotion. I'm not upset at
I don't expect to get them because I don't think they're essential. I really don't.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to be real here. This is the wax being real, you guys. Legend, greatest hits. That's all I want. I want a really good copy of that. I want a really good sounding copy of that. If you're not doing that, you're dead to me. All I want is a copy of Bob Marley Legend that's really good.
To me,
give me that. I'll be your friend.
This is an essential catalog. Whether you get Chad's or any other, you should get the UK original island versions.
Well, I have a copy of Exodus.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, if you don't want to spend the money on these, you could just get a copy of that UK, that German press box set, the red one.
How much does that go?
I bought mine a couple years ago for $175.
There you go.
Hey, Cesar, you're my friend.
Nowadays, you could probably get it for about $250 or $300.
That would be a good deal then.
Yeah, they sound really good. It's the deluxe box set, all the records at 33, pressed from the original tapes.
Yeah. This is all I need.
You know, these, despite what people think, Chris Blackwell, these are well-recorded records. You know,
yeah.
They're recorded.
Some of them are
in London, right? I mean, they're not.
Didn't he record some in New York of his albums?
But maybe one of them. I forget which.
Cheapest price on Discogs right now is $291 for that box set. I'll put it in.
If I buy one of these records, it's this one. But to be perfectly honest, all I want is a really good copy of Legend. If someone can tell me what one to get, that's good. I mean, were the ones that were pressed at Real Gong? I know there were pressing issues.
Find a UK copy of
Mazzy, let the guy finish talking before you talk to people. I'm going to train you. Okay. Did those Real Gong pressings sound good, or were the pressing issues too bad?
Well, let me know. Those weren't those cut from the Abbey Road half speed?
I don't know.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I have that copy of Legend. It's okay. It's nothing special. It's not.
Someone bad. Tell me what is the best pressing of Legend? Somebody know this?
Original.
Probably original UK. Yeah. That's my guess.
All I want is a copy of Legend.
We'll go get it. You know, the thing is, these are great records.
I have the CD. I've had the CD since I was a wee lad.
I got in 74 when it came out. I was living in Mill Valley. It knocked me out. I was 18. I thought it was freaking great. And it's my favorite Bob Marley and the Wailers album. Every cut on here is fantastic. And no one ever talks about it. I don't know why. No one really talks about this one. Anyway, my fave by far.
Yeah, Natty Dread is good.
Every song is essential.
Tough. You know what, Zeb?
This is
I don't
good.
need you correcting me, and I definitely don't need you capitalizing your comments. I have the live album too.
Live album's great.
Yeah.
Get a UK of the live album too. That's a good one.
Yeah. The live album's in that box set.
Yeah, it's part of the canon, definitely.
What do you have to talk about, Michael?
I don't know. I listened to the new One Step Dookie last night. It was pretty
How
good.
was that?
It's nice. It's not a huge, because I have the Kevin Gray. It's not like a huge improvement from the Kevin Gray, but it is an improvement. It has the bass is deeper. There's just a little more space around the instruments. It's nice. It made me want to try American Idiot, even though that's not exactly my favorite Green Day album. It's a well produced album, so I want to see what that One Step can do for that album.
Doesn't what's his name hate One Steps?
Yeah,
Kevin and
they could probably make that. They could probably make that record sound good without it being a One Step. The reason I like it is not because it's a One Step.
Is there any reason to make a One Step? That's a question, really.
Why not?
Like, there's no reason to use Clarity Vinyl, I think.
Well, it's a marketing tool, right?
Andreas,
I've actually heard Clarity Vinyl.
Forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I believe it's Andreas. That record does sound a little bit sibilant. I heard that when I listened to it on headphones, but I didn't hear it as much when I listened to it on my Ridos. So on the speakers, it was fine. On the headphones, I heard a little bit of sibilance. Okay, I didn't.
That's whatever. Yeah, no.
Yeah, where is Jose?
I think I don't really care if they use Super but I think Super is the better formula if they're going to go in that direction over Clarity. But I think they just use good black vinyl. I mean,
I don't know about this. Sorry, Robert.
Those Rhino hi-fis that are pressed on black vinyl at Fidelity Pressing are excellent pressings, and no noise and quiet, and I mean that's all you need, in my opinion.
Hey, Ian, it doesn't matter what you think or even care. And I think you're in like an Ian only minority. So
no, it's all right. It's we're all over eager puppies here, and Wax is
wait.
He's got the little spray bottle.
Hold on.
Yeah,
we're jacked up on caffeine. It's like
explain to me when I tell someone to shut up how it's about my ego.
What you could,
I was in the midst of a sentence and Mazzy interrupted me.
But I answered your question. What's the best version? Import.
But he's addressing someone in the chat, which he could easily type his address to the chat.
You're telling Mazzy to shut up is becoming shtick, and I think
it is shtick.
Ian,
I don't think Mazzy's stupid or dumb or an idiot. I don't think any of those.
Ian wants to get in on the shtick. That's all.
Okay, thanks, Raji. That's fair. We're all jacked up. I have like espresso in the morning, and it affects you.
Mazzy only has one. This is number 2 for me, and I got to tell you guys, it's really.
I am hyper in the morning.
You want to hear a story? There's a whole bunch of us standing around. There's just like, I'm better now.
What was that?
That was my coffee.
Are you working today, Michael?
Yeah, in a little bit, but I'm checking emails right now, and I'm learning about how I have to go watch people pee next week.
So
you don't want to know your personal life.
Earlier,
is that part of the military? What is
the drug deferment program, random drug testing, because they don't just need people. They don't just need people to pee for their country. They need people to watch them pee for their country.
Hey,
wow,
Michael, your experience with flattening records. Do you have any experience?
Never done it. Nope. I just don't buy warped records. It's easy.
I used to have what was the flattener thing that you put in the oven? Something
record flat. I think it was called record flat, right?
Out of Texas, I think the guy was.
Yeah. It was like
I tried that, and my oven, I had like a really old oven that wouldn't go low enough, so I had to sit there with the door half open. It didn't work.
Did it work? No.
Didn't work. Anyway, where's my Dylan? Bad Dylan.
What? Don't take it so seriously. Are you supposed to listen to?
Hold on. Jeff E makes a good point.
like every good musician, I have to imagine myself in the headspace of the composer rather than inhabit that headspace. Guess what I got coming in the mail today?
What?
How to fake a drug test, kid?
The AccuPhase E800S.
amplifier.
What is that?
50 watt. Yeah, it's their replacement for the E800. There's like 2 in the US right now, and they need it back before Axpona. So I got to get the review done in like.
Is the AccuPhase the Chinese company?
No, AccuPhase is a very, very old Japanese company. They're like Luxman. They've been around forever. The build quality is insane. They're in the US. They're priced very high. This is a 50 watt per channel Class A integrated amplifier, and the MSRP is 20 grand.
Wow.
Ooh.
What's that Chinese company with the gold plated like knobs and stuff? It's a Chinese hi-fi amplifiers. There's a company, Gig Harbor used to sell them. I don't know if they still do. And I forget the name of the company.
Gold plated. I mean,
They're
there's a lot of.
But they're apparently people like they're supposed to be pretty good. I've never.
Are you talking about line magnetic?
No.
Tubes, right? Is it
Yeah,
tubes?
vinyl flat, Jeff.
I don't think
I said vinyl flat, Jim, like
no.
2 minutes ago.
Yeah,
But I had to see it in print in order for it to make sense.
So
I don't have a lot of knowledge on amps, CD, but thank you for thinking. I don't. I know what I know.
Oh, hold on. Michael's having a conversation about stuff with us, and then Massey's addressing.
So maybe it is AccuPhase.
Who has? Where's the ego there?
Yeah, AccuPhase is a very old Japanese company. All their stuff is like this kind of like champagne gold color.
Well, maybe that's what I'm thinking of, but I thought it was okay. Thanks. Then the
build quality on AccuPhase stuff is really high. I know that. I've never actually listened to any of their stuff, and they're very divisive because they have a house sound, and some people really love it and some people hate it. But it's weird because I've heard one reviewer describe their stuff as warm, and I've heard one reviewer describe their sonic signature as cold. So I have no idea what to expect. It's going to be interesting. I mean, Class A, my guess is Class A is going to be a little on the warm side. And yeah, it's going to heat right now it's 60 degrees in Colorado Springs. I have no idea why it's this warm, but I haven't been running the heat at all. And it's going to get too hot in here with that thing running.
And now,
go ahead, Rob.
Jim.
Yes.
Now, what's the thought in starting an audio company, an audio gear company, where you're making products that only like less than 10% of people can afford?
Well, I mean, if you're making a $10,000 amplifier and you're making $5,000 off of it, you need to sell 20 or 30.
Right. Is the thought that I can sell 20 of these instead of 5,000 of those?
Right. Yeah. I mean, how many of these $100,000 speakers do they sell a year? 2, 10? I don't know. How many do they need to?
Does it make sense, Michael? Does it make sense for a company to have a basic product that they could sell en masse, or just
depends on the company?
High end
company.
It depends, because you have to remember, oftentimes when a company is not US based, the pricing for that local market will actually be set by the distributor. And so you don't have to think about, the distributor is not just selling that brand, they're selling other brands too. So there's a argument to be made that if the distributor prices a one brand particularly high, they may have other brands in their stable that are priced lower that are doing their bulk sales.
Okay.
Because that's the one complaint about AccuPhase that I hear a lot, is that in North America, AccuPhase is priced higher compared to the rest of the world, and some argue that AccuPhase is priced too high in the U.S. market.
Yeah. Weren't there some issues? Maybe I'm wrong, but the company I was thinking of that Gig Harbor has, there's only certain people that can repair them. It's hard to get parts. Is that not the case with AccuPhase?
I don't think that.
Okay, I'm thinking of something different than
Gig. Let me look up who Gig Harbor carries.
Yeah, they have they carry a lot of stuff. You know, this is pre-pandemic. I remember they had like a couple.
Oh, you're thinking they have Audio Note, which is black with gold trim.
Maybe that's it.
Audio Note is it's mostly Japanese.
Okay, no.
Let's see, what else do they have? Oh, they also have Lieben amplifiers. Those are gold. Those are Lieben amplifiers. You probably thought about Lieben. That's the amp Felipe has.
Where are they made?
Japan.
Okay, no, I could have sworn someone said China. Okay, then I'm wrong. Whatever. I know a lot of things are assembled in China, like even the Hegel. Yeah.
Hegel's assembled in China.
Is it really?
See. Oh no, so Mazzy, Gig Harbor carries line magnetic, and that's Chinese.
Okay, maybe that's what it was.
Line magnetic is a good
spell it L what? Line?
Line magnetic.
Okay.
Why is Gig Harbor strange? I get their emails.
Why are they what?
Harry says Gig Harbor Audio is a strange shop.
I think it's a great. I got my
they carry
my
cool.
T8. They're a small boutiquey thing. The guy has a wine bar next building there. So there's a wine bar. You can sit around on the weekend. Sometimes they have live.
Yeah, but Harry's not a wine bar kind of guy.
It's a lifestyle place.
It is, and it's in a beautiful little area there. It's not like Hawthorne Stereo. Yeah, I bought. Oh, actually, both my RP8 and my P8 I got as demos there for great prices. So it depends.
I think Harry has never been the same since Circuit City closed.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, I'm looking at their website, and they carry cool stuff. I mean, they've got like their speakers. They've got Graham Audio. They've got Falcon. They've got
great stuff.
Harbeth. You know, they got.
They don't have Harbeth.
They don't have a. Well, they do get them sometimes. They're not might be listed there. They'll get things in. They don't carry the whole line. They can order whatever they want for you, and they swap things out. And it's
I bought something from them.
Follow his Instagram thing because it's very kind of environmental. I did a video there when I went down because I saw, I think it was Craigslist or something. I got my P8 for $1,500, which is a $3,500. And I said, and he had it set up so I could listen to it, you know. But I said, well, why are you selling it for so cheap? He said, well, there's no box. The customer had it for 3 months, no box. He wanted a different type of thing.
He's got to sell it local.
Yeah, he wanted to get rid of it, you know. And I bought by him before, so to me, it was a no-brainer. I sold my RP8 for $1,000 to my friend, which was a good deal for her too, you know. So I was out $500 for a P8.
Hold on, Rix, you're Canadian? Maybe you should open the store. Open a record store with coffee in Danish.
You know what it is? Especially record stores. I like the idea of going shopping with your buddies at a record store. You can kind of take a little break, go to the side and have a beer or a coffee or something, and sitting around and talking about the records you bought. I love that. I wish more people did it. I think
I need a coffee break just to go through the pressings and look them up on Discogs.
Yeah. You know,
I think you should go to a freaking restaurant down the block and do that, not inside the record store.
That's fair too.
That's my take.
But Easy Street's great because it has, you know, the cafe, and there's a stage there for live shows. Every month they have like 2 in stores at least, maybe more.
I think there's a better argument for an in record store coffee shop than there is for an in record store bar. The bar could get messy.
Hey,
well, they have a bar upstairs now.
Coffee.
Easy Street has a bar upstairs now.
Hey, isn't 10 G's Canadian like $55 US?
Yeah, no, they don't have manicures and pedicures at record stores, and I've never had a manicure or a pedicure.
What to me, though, like I went to Easy Street before I even knew who Mazzy was years ago. My friend lived in West Seattle, went to Easy Street, and they have a diner attached to it.
Breakfast is
good. It's a good
diner is really reasonable, cheap.
Yeah, it's good.
It's packed at 7 a.m. on the weekends and weekdays.
I mean, most of you go to what's that stupid place in the South?
Starbucks? Oh, Waffle House?
No, the one that has the gift shop inside when you walk in.
Hey,
I only meant it was a strange shop because I bought a turntable from them and I took one in on trade that was still in the box. They never opened it, never looked. Could have had bricks in it. They didn't care. They go, yeah, okay, your turntable's over there. So just pick it up and enjoy.
So what's strange about that?
Well, it could have had bricks and newspapers in it.
Oh, I see.
Well, maybe you have a new career ahead of you, Harry.
I bought an interesting amp from them. I bought a pair of Deckware 2-watt monoblock amps.
Yes. Thank you,
A long
Chance.
time ago.
Cracker Barrel has, like, you walk in, there's a big gift shop. They used to sell records and shit in there of
Good
country
morning,
shit.
everyone.
And
I've never
gospel.
been in a Cracker Barrel.
It's
We
not bad.
had
Once
what's
I was
the-
in a Cracker Barrel
we have
once.
Anderson's split piece soup restaurants here in
In
California.
Buellton. I used to go there all the
Yeah, but they
time.
closed most of them down.
Closed.
There's only one.
There's only one up in Santanella left.
Oh, that one's still there?
Yeah.
When my
Right.
parents, when I was a kid, we drive to Disneyland. We go to LA. We always stop at Buell.
I left
Is
the
Angelo
Warner
here?
Brothers hat there.
God, that guy follows me everywhere.
Hey, there's a record store that also sells big boxes of Tide detergent, makeup, clothes. Oh wait, that's Walmart.
I thought you would say Tarjay.
Did you see the story where the Beatles stopped in at, I think it was Bob's Big Boy in '64?
In
Mhm.
Burbank.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, I always
I-
drove when I lived in LA. I always drove by that place, and I never went.
If I'd have known that, I would have went in.
I
I
grew
think
up going
Rob
to Bob's Big Boy. You should go to Bob's Big Boy. They technically
didn't you
I think-
drive by it, Rob, and tell me that's like the original?
I don't know if it's the original, but there is a fight that their version that McDonald's stole the Big Mac from Bob's Big Boy. Is that true?
Bastards. Oh,
The Big Boy burger is basically a Big Mac.
Bob's Big Boy is awesome. It's fantastic.
That's
It
where
is.
David Lynch used to get a milkshake every day.
Yeah, they have great milkshakes.
Yeah.
I've never been to a Bob's Big Boy.
You
I
can
didn't,
go
I
sit
didn't-
I
I
was
didn't
at
live
that
in
Bob.
LA long enough to do the full food tour.
Is Norm's any good still?
No.
Okay.
Well,
What about
whoever
Mel's?
bought
Oh,
that,
maybe it was Mel's that you saw.
Mel's,
Rob.
Mel's started in San Francisco. That's a San Francisco thing.
I will tell you. I'll have to look up what it is. If you guys are in LA and you like ramen, the best ramen I've ever had in my life. There's this place in Beverly Hills that makes their own. Do you know what I'm talking about?
no, but it's in Beverly Hills.
Yeah,
Don't
but
interrupt, Rob.
they make their own noodles on manual equipment in house, and is it pricey for ramen? Yes. Is it pricey for Beverly Hills? No, it's not. It's what is it called?
I don't know. There's a place called
Kazan.
Jinya.
It's
very good.
it's yeah, Ginya's good. We've been to Jinya. I've been to Jinya with you.
Yeah, that's right.
They're opening one of those in Colorado Springs pretty soon.
Wolfgang
Yeah.
Steakhouse in Beverly Hills is good.
But so the place in Beverly Hills is called Kazan. If you want to have the best ramen you've ever had in your life, go to Kazan in Beverly Hills. It's really
Is it on Beverwell? Do you know where it is?
It's on where is it? Why isn't it telling me?
First of all, it's probably called Chazen.
They had a Carnegie Deli there for a minute. It didn't
God, I
last.
set my alarm for this.
It's
It's your second mistake.
Hold on.
why is no one telling me?
Is
this?
your alarm
Glad that
really your,
Rosie wakes me.
Harry? Is your alarm really just your bladder?
No, it's my dog.
It's
You
on.
can wake up and you just know that she's staring you right in the face.
Does
It's
she
on,
hop up
Kind
on
of
your
open
bed?
your eye a little bit, and then she just gets right in, like, get up.
Rob, it's on La Cienega.
I lost you. Okay.
Barely Beverly Hills.
Hey,
Yeah, not the heart of Beverly Hills, not for sure.
Yes, Big E, and we're gonna go
No,
eat, man.
when you come to LA, we'll report your whereabouts to the authorities.
Oy.
Hey, I'm not a big ramen guy. Too much salt in it,
I'm not either.
and I had a sick experience when I went to the emergency room, so I don't
I
tend to go.
think didn't Michael and I went to a ramen place in Portland,
Yeah, it was pretty good.
and then we went to that whiskey bar.
Yeah. I like
Did Mazzy walk out of there going, "Show me the way to the next whiskey bar"? Was you wasted?
Don't ask
Hold
why.
on. Hey Joel, is this an admission of guilt?
That was it. That Harry, you know what? I applaud your effort. That was you
I
committed
tried.
the bit, you stuck the landing. It's
Okay,
I
so
tried,
who wrote
Rob.
that song, Harry? Who wrote that song? What's the name of the song?
It's an old song.
Hey,
not that old.
The Doors did a cover of it, but I
It's
don't know
from the
who wrote it.
1920s.
Wasn't that Bertolt Brecht?
and Kurt Weill. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Bertolt Brecht.
Oh, yeah,
didn't write
Kurt
the
Weill,
music.
yeah,
Kurt
okay, I
Weill
knew
wrote the
that.
music.
Yeah, it's the 20s or 30s. Yeah.
Hey, Harry, what's your go-to ethnic food?
Alabama song.
Probably Thai. Because Thai food to me is the best food in the world.
Well,
love Thai.
when you come back to LA, one of the best places in LA is Thai Town. I like going there for the Thai food.
I worked in the railroad when I was in Thailand. Yeah, laying ties.
There you go.
God.
Boom.
I know.
See you next week.
Yeah. Don't forget to tip your waitress.
Do you tie one on every time too?
So Jim, your package is on the way.
So Michael,
Dude, you gave me a bad.
do you know what size your Stratoliner is?
Yeah, I wrote it in the comments. It's 7 3/8.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if I want to get rid of it. I wear it occasionally. I think you know what I think. I think
That's big on you. That's slightly big.
It was smaller on. I got it when I bought it. I had more hair.
Yeah, that's a beautiful hat. I like the little emblem.
Yeah, it's a good looking hat.
My hat is more of a taupe color, I think.
Occasionally, I'll wear this if I'm wearing a full matching suit. I don't like wearing this with anything casual. It's just
a good LA detective hat.
They have a little. If you look in the
little
ribbon has a little airline thing. They made those when people started traveling. Men started traveling Pan Am for business, like in the 30s, 40s, I guess 40s, and that was like men's would dress suits and wear hats. That was kind of the reason. So Stratoliner,
Free Kennedy, he killed it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the first person that didn't. Well, he still wore a top hat to his inauguration, but he didn't wear a hat.
He didn't wear a hat.
Do you remember the hats when they put the little Greyhound buses on them? When people used to dress up to get on the Greyhound bus?
I don't specifically remember that, but it doesn't surprise me. I mean, men wore hats up until like
people used to dress up just to travel.
Yeah, they used to dress up to go on a plane.
I mean,
exactly.
I think I'm at that age where I'm very much tired of just everything being casual all the time. So now, like when I have an opportunity in Colorado, no one fucking dresses up in Colorado. Even worse than LA. It's like there's this joke that there's a really, really great social media account that you should all follow. It's this guy named Derek Guy. His social handle is Dye Workwear, and he is one of the best like kind of common explainers of like what makes style, what makes things fashionable. He talks about shape and drape, and he's kind of trying to bring back like more comfortable, loose fitting garments and things like that.
Does anyone know this guy? I think he's like an internet staple on YouTube. Is the Report of the Week? Does anyone know who that is?
No.
He is a dude who mainly does food reviews, but he dresses up in 80s suits, like 80s style suits.
Oh, like
he goes to Goodwill, he buys them up, he slicks his hair back, kind of is a nerdy dude, and he's very into he does a weekly show on
Nardwar.
What's the radio that goes long distance?
Whatever the hell his name is.
Shortwave. He does the shortwave radio show, but he's a big nerd, but he mainly does food reviews. That's what he's known for, but he dresses up. He always is in this suit. Always in suit.
I was just gonna say the joke that Dye Workwear always makes is that like he shows a map of the US and it's like New York, Boston highlighted, and then like LA, San Francisco highlighted, and it's like those places can wear cool clothes, but nobody has closet space. And then the country is everyone has closet space, but people make fun of you if you wear cool clothes.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, weather has a lot to do with it because there was a time like in the 80s and 90s, and people in San, not all people, you dress up in San Francisco occasionally.
Yeah,
I
mean, hats went away because of cars, because it's just uncomfortable to wear a hat in a car. Really?
No, it's not. No.
Well, if you have a brim and you can't put your head back, I mean, especially because now they have headrests. Back in the 50s and the 60s, no one had a headrest in a car.
Yeah. Okay.
He also goes by Review Bra. That's the guy, always in a suit.
No, but when I get the opportunity, like when I go to the symphony or when like we're going to like a nice restaurant, I usually won't wear a suit, but I'll usually at least wear a sport coat.
Yeah,
Bobby, for me to be able to do it, I need to email you.
I've been hitting kind of
Bobby, I'll send you one if it's okay with Rob.
And I've been I've also
yeah.
been like doing the Goodwill hunting a little bit more now that
Instagram.
I know what to look for. So like a couple of weeks when I was on tour in December, we had a rest stop and people were going to get lunch, and after I got lunch, I had like some time and there was a Goodwill right there, and I found a Burberry sport coat for $12.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's a great deal.
I wore it to the symphony the other day, and I need to get the sleeves lengthened, but otherwise it fits fine.
Oh, I have a story sort of like that, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
I like the whole thing about Harris Tweed. Do you own any Harris Tweed?
I definitely own Tweed jackets. I don't know if they're Harris Tweed.
So Harris Tweed is like what the hell? I believe it's Scottish, but I could be wrong. Someone correct me.
Yeah, they're Scottish.
But
they're originally Scottish.
Yeah, and it's not cheap. Harris Tweed wool is not cheap. But I forget how this happened. I went into a Walmart on the East Coast, and they had Harris Tweed jackets for $50, and they had the emblem. When someone's talking, I'll go grab it. I have one, but the story I heard is maybe there was a warehouse of these tweed jackets, and Walmart just bought them up to sell them. But my Harris Tweed jacket,
George Costanza's father bought them up.
Is that a Harris Tweed?
And then they all had mothballs.
I'm pretty sure this is from the 70s. This is made in England.
But it have the emblem inside of it.
No, this is made by Austin Reed.
Okay, I'm gonna go get my jacket.
But this thing is like rough, and it's got the leather buttons, like the real leather buttons.
Nice.
Yeah, I got this also at Goodwill. And
where's your Burberry jacket?
I can go get it. But this is like it's a little long for me, but I wear this when I teach. I wear this with like a turtleneck when I teach.
Show us what you got going.
Austin Reed was a men's clothing chain, not a big Austin Reed.
Harry, what flannel is that?
Huh?
What flannel is Harry wearing?
Wearing Costco.
Costco's my haberdasher as well.
Not Pendleton.
Anybody still wear corduroy pants? Whoosh, whoosh.
I love corduroy.
I would wear them in a heartbeat. I still wear Levi 501s, man.
Oh, I do too. I live in Levi's.
I wear black Levi's.
No, not black ones. That's San Francisco. This is the Northwest.
I'm in Seattle. I wear black Levi's.
Here's this jacket that I got from Walmart, and it even had Harris Tweed.
This is so bourgeois.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is it has to have this thing sewn in. That's Harris Tweed.
Oh yeah. Nice.
What does
From
it
Hebrides.
say? Does it say made in?
You guys ever listen to Hebrides Overture?
The Harris Tweed Authority.
I'll put it on my jacket.
Is that? Got it.
So I have a sports coat that's.
I want the elbows so I could be a college guy, professor.
I bought a sports coat 20 years ago from Cy DeVore. Does anyone know who Cy DeVore is? He was the haberdasher to the Rat Pack back in the 60s.
Oh, DeVore.
Cy DeVore.
Okay, yeah. Not
made all the clothes.
Yeah.
So I bought when I had money, I bought a sports coat. It was $1,000 just for a sports jacket. And I still have it. Almost.
I think with Seattle, it's the cold weather. It's just too cold to wear, like in a.
They need to have little suede patches on the elbows.
San Francisco's like the perfect temperature usually to wear a sport coat.
That you could wear that a lot here in Los Angeles, Rob. During it's 107.
No, well, what is it right now, you putz?
It's 60 degrees. It's not even cold.
The worst thing is when people. Okay, Michael might relate to this. When they go to the symphony or the ballet or something like that, and they dress like shit. I mean,
you can dress how you want. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, they're dressed
right.
like that.
But not that you have to.
It's so boring. Like I think there was this time when people wanted to people wanted to strip away formality because it was stuffy, because it was confining. And I get that. I understand that. But now the casualness is stuffy and confining. It's like people will pick you out of like single you out if you're not dressed in this casual uniform. And it's that I find is stuffy. That is a conformity in and of itself. It's like if you put any effort into your appearance, people will look at you weird. And I don't get it, because it's boring. It's boring to just wear jeans and an overshirt to everything. No offense, Harry.
There are people here in LA who only wear 365 days a year shorts, short pants.
There's a guy here in Seattle. He wears shorts and sandals no matter what the weather.
I never wear shorts out.
Is
I
his-
never wear
hold on.
shorts in
Is his
public.
name Harry?
It's hot out.
His name is Eric, and I went to Hardly Strictly Bluegrass in Golden Gate Park one year. First thing in the morning, we're walking across an empty field, and I see a guy in shorts and sandals. I knew immediately who it was, and it was him.
Was it Moses?
That guy.
Okay.
No. Bobby, if you want to come up, I'm going to need you. Okay, I got you.
Short rise. Yeah. Who was it? Seinfeld said, "You wearing shorts? What are you, 10?"
Yeah. No, I mean, if you style shorts right, you can. I mean, they can look good. Like in the summer. I mean, Arizona, I wouldn't survive if I didn't wear shorts. That's just,
Yeah, I couldn't do Levi's, and
yeah.
my balls would sweat.
But I think the difference is just like what
Your
kind
ball
of,
would sweat?
I think cargo shorts have not.
Well, both
aged
of
well.
them.
I thought
But
you only had one.
If you get like chino
mean-
shorts that have a high enough rise, they can look smart, especially if
Rob
you
lied.
You know,
like button up
it
linen.
doesn't have to be dressy, but I think put effort. I used to go to, I haven't, not up here so much, go to a lot of art openings, right? You go to an art opening and dress for the opening. You don't have to dress up a suit, I mean, but just think of where you're going, you know, don't just like get out of bed and throw a hoodie on. Well, actually a hoodie sometimes may be fine, but whatever. Just, I don't know. I think it's part of the fun personally.
I've gotten so minimalist. I don't have any clothes anymore, man. I have 2 pairs of Levi's, my dress Levi's and my regular Levi's. I mean, it's terrible.
You know, I found this might sound weird, but sometimes if you dress up, okay, by me wearing my hat sometimes, and I can't remember right now what, if you look and confident in your dress and stuff, you can get into areas that you might not have a pass for, which sounds weird to say. If there's a VIP area, not that I'm go to a lot of places, but certain things, you look like you're a part of it and you can walk right in if you're assured. I know that sounds
Walk right in, sit right down.
Well, I have that friend in LA that actually everyone that met him is now away from their computer. But my friend Michael Friedman, who has this whole thing where he's always velvet rope hopping to like important stuff in LA. Jim, you remember you met Michael, right? Michael Friedman. Jim, you're muted.
Michael is a great guy. I met him a few times. More than
He always rope hops at events. He's like, you know what? I belong here. Let me.
I have a friend who's a multi-millionaire. This guy's worth $50 million, $100 million. He keeps a black thing in the trunk of his car. He will go into a party dressed as a waiter. He'll dress up as a waiter and just crash fancy parties in Beverly Hills all the time. This
Rob
guy's
does that as a valet.
As a valet.
Oh, he got his new car.
My buddy, multi-gillionaire, breaks into parties dressed up as a waiter.
You know the easy way to get into Harry's parties? All you have to say is, I like clam chowder.
Come on in.
There is something about that, you know, you talk about the old, like I remember the 80s club scene. Like I go to New York twice a year throughout most of the 80s.
Martin knows Derek Guy. Yeah, I love him on Twitter is one of the greatest joys in my life.
Exactly. But yeah, the 80s, you know, the 80s scene in the clubs in New York. I mean, you have the famous things like Arena and all those, and they had the whole velvet rope thing. And if you had a certain look, they would let you in. Aside from beautiful women or something, they would let you in. People would be waiting in line that you know they would never let in. Which it sounds
That happened to
pretentious.
me. That happened to me at Nobu in Malibu. We went to Nobu in Malibu 2 years ago.
Is it like sushi for like $200 a piece, that type of thing?
It's well, I mean, Nobu's it's sushi fusion. There's Nobu's all over, but like the Nobu in Malibu,
the one in Beverly or near Beverly Center, sort of.
Yeah, but the Nobu in Malibu, I think, is the best one. They get the freshest fish, and it's like the most exclusive. And we were able to get on the walk-up list, and one of the bouncers actually came. Like, they have bouncers there with little. Then they slyly take pictures of people waiting, and they took our picture. And then next thing we know, we got a notification that our table was ready.
Because you had the right look.
Yeah.
Hey, it did. I
love sushi, though. I really do.
Nobu still around?
Yeah.
Malibu.
Well, that was for my birthday, but
Oh, hold on. Here's you introduce an interesting thing for me, because I think, do I really know to call you a moron if you know you're a moron? I think.
Good question.
Yes.
See, Michael's living large if he didn't Nobu. I think I've only been to Nobu near Beverly or near what's that
Vegas. I've been to the Nobu in Vegas.
One like up near Beverly Center, but kind of in that area. Robertson is that area.
There's so many Nobus now.
Yeah. But the thing is, we would have these photo shoots, like a 3-day photo shoot, and of course, we'd have wrap parties every night. We'd go out to be on the project's production budget. So you'd go to a really nice restaurant and it'd be paid for through the agency, through the producer production budget. So you get spoiled. People would come to town, San Francisco, for shoots. They're coming from New York or Chicago or LA. They want to go out every night. They're in San Francisco. They want to go eat. They want to go drink. And you could go to nice places and it's paid for by the production. So,
and the nice thing is, if you get wasted, you can just sleep on the sidewalk.
That happens anyway, though.
Yeah.
We used to do that at the Weekly. We had trade with all the restaurants in town, all the fancy fucking restaurants. But if you eat that stuff too often, you get sick, man.
It depends on the restaurant. I mean, there's some great, there's
rich.
still classic places in San Francisco that are pricey but not crazy, like Foreign Cinema and the Mission, and of course, what's the one on Market Street near the Castro, or not near in there, in the triangular building. Anyway, great.
I don't know. I remember the last time I went to San Francisco, I walked around for a very long time trying to find something to eat that wasn't like crazy. And it was all just, everything was either McDonald's or like really expensive.
It depends where you go. The thing is, there's a lot of reasonable, obviously Mexican food.
I was staying in the Haight.
Well, it's funny considering everything.
Place right by Amelia.
Haight Street doesn't have good restaurants. They have a couple of places that are, they're not. If you went to Cole Valley, like you could walk to, it's a little far, on Carl and Cole there. There's a couple good ones, but you go to Visadero, you go to, anyway.
What's that restaurant there that's like the old Roaring 20s?
Bix Spiderbeck?
No, the restaurant that's all glitzy and a lot of neon out front, and this old restaurant in San Francisco.
My kid lives on Cypress Street in San Francisco. That's kind of an interesting neighborhood.
State. Now, one of the best restaurants now, it's pricey, but it's called State Bird Provisions in San Francisco. That's great. It's been around about 12 years. Boulevard.
I ate at a fancy place called Verse last month. Haven't gone out fancy.
The place to go in San Francisco, it's been around for 60 years. Go to the house.
I think I've been there.
Yeah. It's right where in Toluca Lake on Lankershim.
Oh, yeah. Because they have live jazz. Yeah, our friends.
Yes.
Yeah, that place is especially because they get like big jazz players to come play there. That place is popping. That's one of my friends in LA is friends with the chef there.
Good food.
Yeah.
Hey,
We're gonna go
Rob.
see Ozzy Motley there in 2 weeks.
Rob,
Yeah.
I'm just passing the thing along. Frank is so upset because you're not answering questions. He wants to know how is Rachel and Sue?
And Rich wants you to call him a moron.
She's listening to a badass stereo. That's how she
Have
is.
you spoken to
Hold on, guys. Calm down. All right. I've communicated with Rachel yesterday and Sue.
And
I'll
In
say-
what manner?
Hey, Bobby.
Well, it doesn't matter, does it?
Well, I mean, was it like telepathy, or
Yes.
are you on the same
I-
wavelength now?
I got a
Are you
big
guys
bowl.
synced?
I had a bowl filled with a liquid, and his eye of newt was added. Hey, they're fine. I think she's less stressed. I think that was communicated.
Oh,
That's
Right.
good. I'm glad to hear that.
Do
Really.
you think it was a health issue
No,
with the diet? With the diet?
no. I mean, I don't know. Why can't? Here's what I'm communicating. She's less stressed. There you go.
Good, good.
We're gonna move on.
that is so positive.
So she's less stressed, and us liberals are more stressed.
And we all miss her.
C'est la vie.
I'm getting
Now, hold
so
on.
much shit
And
done in
to
the
Harry's other thing, yes, Rich, you are a moron.
All's good in the world now.
Bobby, what do you
Listen,
have to say?
sons of bitches. What was she saying?
You know, how do you feel about Canada being the 51st state and Gaza being the 52nd state?
That's nothing but a bunch of bullshit. That Trump's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
He's nothing but a liar, right? The guy lies left, right, and center, man. You know what? I did a video on Trump, talking about, anyhow, I did a video on the idiot, and I actually lost a whole bunch of subs because of it, eh?
Wow.
You didn't lose anything important then. Don't worry
Well, I
about
mean,
No.
Before we go any further, I would like
I
to
figure
say,
those MAGA people are, drugged up rednecks or some goddamn thing, right? They're a little fucked up. Them
well,
people.
hold on.
I would like
Here's
to
the
state
deal.
unequivocally before we go any further that any opinions stated are my own and not those of the Department of Defense. I actually do have to say that. Like, that's an
Okay.
actual thing I have to say.
Okay.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. He's an idiot, but if you have to dress up in your political figure and treat them like a sports team, then there's a problem. Okay, that's all I'll say.
So the Rev just made reference to my favorite effect, which is the Dunning-Kruger effect. Which is
What
where
is that?
Freddie
That's
Krueger.
where you're so stupid you don't realize how stupid you are.
That's
Well,
most
hold on. I have
That's
another phrase.
everybody.
Okay, I do have to go pretty soon. The only thing I'll say is that I think it's really sad what's kind of happening to the federal government right now.
Yeah, me too.
Because there's a lot of people with pitchforks that are very angry that don't understand how anything. Has anyone been following like the people now that are really upset about the Politico system? Does anyone know about
No.
this? So basically, every day, like Musk has been sicking people on a supposed example of government fraud, waste, and abuse. And the one that they've latched on to is that there were lots of government agencies that had subscriptions to a software called Politico Pro. And here's the thing: Politico Pro is owned by the company Politico. That's the news site. But what they thought they were people. I forget the exact number. Like it was a large payment amount to Politico Pro, because people were thinking that the government was overpaying for Politico subscriptions because they don't know what Politico Pro is, which is a really, really sophisticated analysis tool. It's like a not only is it a news aggregator, but it's also an analysis system. And it's integrated with like Department of Defense watch lists and things like that. It's a very, very, like Bloomberg Terminal. It's a very, very sophisticated analysis system.
Right.
And organizations that subscribe to it pay a lot, including federal organizations. They were thinking, but people don't care to understand that or read into that. So people that have no idea what Politico Pro is are thinking the government is overpaying for subscriptions to a news outlet.
Supporting a news outlet.
So,
Yes.
and the amazing thing is that the richest man in the world says that he's going to eliminate these charges, and he's only going to take a small percentage for himself for doing it. Of the money
$1 billion.
That is, I mean,
all right, guys, here's the deal. I think a lot of people come here to get non-political views because they feel like it's nonsense. So I understand your concern and your feeling about the world, but I align with them, but I'd like to keep the political talk to a minimum because it's stupid.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But we need to vent once in a while.
As someone who likes to see the good in people, I'm very depressed by people not taking advantage of their ability to be good.
I'm always going to say
I will say.
Go ahead.
Can I say something before I take off?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about partisan politics, and I'm not even talking about a specific political example. I think one of the biggest problems that exists today is that people do not read the whole article. I think the world would be a fundamentally better place if instead of reacting to headlines, you actually read the entire article.
Well,
4 minutes.
I got a better one than that, Michael.
Yeah.
People don't have the ability to read the whole article.
Well, they don't want to.
No,
they have the ability. They don't want to.
No, they don't have the ability of comprehension to understand anything.
For the attention span.
Reading is hard.
So.
Reading is hard. It's hard.
You can't.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, guys. I've talked to a couple of professional people over the last 2 years, because 2 years ago I read an article where the latest generation of people, kids, I don't know what you call them, X generators or whatever, but their IQ points is 30 points below people from like my generation, people who grew up in the 50s and shit. And I said to myself, 30 points in an IQ is monster. That's from average to genius. I couldn't believe it. But then when I talked to my podiatrist, she agreed with me. And when I talked to my doctor about it, he says, well, that's probably true. And I just don't see it. I don't know where they're getting these stats, but if anybody knows anything about IQs, 30 points is monster.
Yeah, well, the way IQ is measured, it is measured off of basically your education level. It's not like people think IQ is a measure of inherent intelligence. It's not. It's a measure of basically your education. So if you're educated poorly or you didn't take advantage of your education, your IQ is going to register.
Well, and I'll end this discussion.
Well, that's not true. I've got a very, very high IQ, and I never even graduated from high school.
You take an IQ test?
Yeah, they've done so many IQ tests.
They've done a lot of tests,
but
there's a lot they don't understand.
I had to do an IQ test to get back into high school after I was expelled. I had to do all kinds of tests, right?
Well, but more educated countries with better standard education do better on IQ tests. That doesn't mean that someone.
No, that's absolutely true, right? Yeah. But it doesn't measure. It measures your capacity more than what you know and shit like that. That's what IQ tests.
Yes,
yes
and no.
Hold on, guys. I'll end it with this. People act like everything happening today never ever happened before.
Well, some of it didn't.
Everyone has lived through nonsense through every period of time. The only difference today is we know about shit the minute it happens. And people can complain in a endless nonsense parade about everything online.
But they don't believe. They don't believe what they're actually seeing and hearing. This person.
No, but Mazzy, that existed before.
No, but before you didn't know if you heard someone report it.
Come on, Mazzy. There's always been nonsense.
Yeah, but not like this.
Yes, it has.
Not like when someone says something and then literally 15 minutes in the same hour interview.
Well, that is the power. That's the power of how we are connected. That is the only difference. But I promise you, you could go back to any point in history where someone was saying shit and a lot of people believe them. I mean, are we? That's where we're idiots. We do not learn from our past.
This stream is a good example.
Thank you, you idiot, you moron. But let's be. I'm all about being real. People
I'm
don't
sorry,
want to
Rich.
act like something is happening in front of them, and you can actually see.
Well,
hear,
but
and taste.
there's a naivete. Yeah,
Naivete.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know where you guys have been for the last few minutes, but can I just talk about perspective here for a minute? We all have perspective. So I was on the phone with a friend of mine recently, and I think Harry knows what I'm talking about.
Oh,
I was
no.
on the phone with a friend of mine recently who this guy has sex 3 times a week. He works out twice a day, and he reads 2 books a week, right? And all he can do is bitch about how much he hates being in prison. So it's
Okay.
all about perspective.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Well, hold on. Here's the deal. Actually, Jim does what I suggest all of you do. He's been trying this joke out for a while to see if it works.
It's a good one. I've shared it a few
That's the
times.
10th time I've told it.
It's
The problem with North America is everybody's so goddamn sensitive now, right? You can't say nothing to nobody without them taking offense, right?
Well,
I mean,
wrong.
get over yourselves, right?
You're
Get
wrong.
over
Wait a minute. You can't say nothing to nobody, but you have the high IQ.
Yeah. Well, that's my Mahoneyisms. It's my language.
I don't
differently.
think,
I'm just pitching
Bobby,
the shit.
I'm gonna politely disagree with you. I don't think people are more sensitive now than they were. I think people are sensitive about different things.
Oh, you're a kid. You don't
No,
realize.
I mean, you don't think people were sensitive about certain things 50 years ago? You can look
It's
at
a
the
different
culture and
world,
what was
bro.
acceptable.
Nobody, if you called somebody a name 50 years ago, nobody got upset about it. Like if you
or they
called,
fight you,
they what?
Or they
or they
shoot
fight
you.
you.
Bobby, you've made a career on the internet of telling stories back in the day where someone said shit to you they shouldn't have said, and you popped them in the face.
Wow, that's not
Do
true.
you think
There is that.
70 years ago? Do you think if 2 guys walked down the street holding hands, do you think someone would assault them?
Yeah, that probably
They
happened.
wouldn't. First place, they wouldn't do it. And if they were walking down the street 70 years ago, they would have been holding hands. They would have got into a fight because guys would have cracked to them.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is people get offended about different things. It's not that people are more sensitive or less sensitive back then. It's just that people are sensitive about different things.
Nobody's going around shooting 100 fucking people 70 years
They
ago.
just did it.
They're doing it now.
Well,
They're
except
doing it now.
at the University of Texas at Austin, except at a couple other places.
I don't know. It's a crazier world to me, you know.
In some ways, I agree with you. I think things have accelerated because social media accelerates things. But that doesn't mean that people weren't sensitive back then.
Hold on.
I'm just saying more sensitive.
Hold on, Terry. I don't disagree with you, but you're making my point for me. We've had examples of people like this, not in the U.S., but in other countries. They're called dictators.
Yeah.
We have examples. We don't learn from history. That was my whole point. We don't learn from all the examples we've had for the millennia before us.
Okay. Rob, can I say something in all honesty?
Man,
and I don't want to offend you or anyone else. When you say you don't want to talk about it and you want to see the good in everybody, it's kind of like, well, they came for that guy and I did nothing. They came for that guy and I did nothing. Now they're coming for me. Now I'm going to do something.
Well, no.
We have to talk about this.
No. Again,
but maybe not here.
Hold on.
Right.
I'm not outlawing social conscious talking. I'm not. I don't want it to be what people don't come. I believe, and I can be wrong. People don't come here for that.
Yeah, I understand.
And honestly, as someone who's very serious about the world and very serious about my mark on the world, that's why I tend to go humorous, because I believe we take everything way too seriously. And here's what's funny to me. The people that come in here where I have such an ego, explain to me how I have an ego. I make myself look like a jackass daily here. Purposely.
Well, that's true.
Well, people
if
can
I had
relate
an ego about myself, why would I do that?
People
Yeah, you
came to
don't
rate-
care. You don't care what anybody thinks about you. That's all, Wax.
No, I don't.
came-
I honestly do.
people
You're
I know.
comfortable.
Here-
You are comfortable
Actually-
in your own skin. There's no
Right,
question
But
about that.
actually, to correct you, Bobby, I care what people I like and I think I'm friends with think about me, and I take anybody's suggestions seriously. But if you honestly, in your heart, believe my history here in the VC and on the internet is me being serious, you have a big problem, a big ass problem.
You know, people came to Rachel's every morning, and they knew a segment of it was right-wing politics.
She would
And
start
then
the
left
first
me.
hour off with her rant.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Um,
when
we
I
got
get
all
on,
I wouldn't trust some of these fuckers if I to tell them where Anne Frank was
Look,
hiding in the attic these days, the way things are going. You know?
yeah, but Mazzy. Okay, I'm going to give you my only lifetime example of true fear. And then when I grew up in Washington, D.C., it was the thing with the Russians, the fear that we could be nuked at any time.
oh, yeah.
I don't feel that way now. With all the nonsense that goes on in the world, honestly, when I was going through like a teen, going through 13 up until 16, I honestly feel that fear was really, there was a real reality to that feeling. I don't feel like we're going to be nuked at any time now. I don't. With all the nonsense, it's the problem with the world or organized countries. It is being eaten from within.
Don't you think our adversaries are laughing
Technology.
about how we're kind of fighting
but
within ourselves
here's
now?
the funny
but-
thing, Mazzy. Here's the funny thing about that. They have their own fucking problems.
I know, but they're just
Every
laughing.
country- No, but Mazzy, do you think China has a huge dissent within itself about how that country is being run? Do you want? It's true. Every place, Iran, all of them have a healthy.
Iran has a more substantial public dissent, culture of
Looks like
dissent.
cookies.
than
Yeah,
China.
but
Oh,
here's
look at all the
problem.
cookies. I like
here's-
cookies.
that is the problem, whether it's well-intentioned base or not. The country's problem is not from other countries. It's from within. It's the dissent of the people that live in the country.
People
That
got,
is the
got
difference
bored.
between the fears. That's a big difference to me in my lifetime. So that's
Hey,
all.
Mazzy,
This-
I heard you were selling a bunch of hats earlier. Are you selling hats?
I'm thinking of doing a live
Yes,
stream.
Something like
What
$500
size?
hat.
What size is your head?
A hat auction?
I'm thinking of having a hat live stream and auction. I haven't done it yet. I haven't announced it yet. My hats are medium 7.25 hats.
7.25.
That's what they are. So people can
Yeah.
buy them for collectors' interest, or they can buy them.
Actually,
get
Mazzy
the
has a
brand
very
name
small
How about-
head.
hey, wouldn't you want a Mazzy hat in your collection at home? What is it-
7 5/8. My hats
Oh.
are 7 5/8.
Yeah, no, mine are smaller. So,
Oh, yeah, you
Well,
got
you know what
to
they say
but look
about
at
a
look
man
the
with
hat
big
you're wearing
head.
now barely fits you now. It's
More of
just,
a
I
pen
could
name.
I could probably wear a 7.25. You got any what is it, the Dean the Butcher?
yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to sell those. I have,
Yeah.
I have a
two
hard
Butchers.
time finding
Because
hats.
I think one of the issues I have with wearing this one is I think the brim might just be too wide for me to be comfortable with.
Yeah, okay.
And
I got to look through them because I just have hats I've had for years. Some I bought, some are gifts.
You know what they
And
say
some
about
are-
a man with a tiny head?
I like your hats. I think they're cool. I
Yeah.
don't like you without a hat. I'll put it to you that way.
Very
Well,
nice.
you know, I'm honest, man.
You know what it is? It's like when you know someone who wears glasses, all of a sudden you see them without glasses. It's weird at first, right? It's strange.
No, I got a thing about bald heads.
Yeah. Ooh, baby.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, Mazzy, if you're gonna sell your hats, do it like on some website.
Yeah.
Don't do an auction.
Oh,
don't
I've
think
had
yeah,
people.
yeah,
To be
concert-
honest with
buddy
you,
might be
I've
right.
had
I think the
people
auctions
ask
are
me
getting out of
about it.
Wax, take off your hat. I want to see if you got a bald head or not.
You
I
can
don't.
leave your hat on.
I technically do not have a bald head.
That's
Well,
the
let's
problem with selling hats.
all
So
right,
through an auction.
I gotta go do some.
Oh, okay. All right.
See you,
all right.
Mike.
That's where we get to the head
At least
petting.
you haven't
I'm
shaved
out.
it. At least you haven't shaved
No,
it.
I do. I actually do shave it regularly. I feel I have a better My
we-
head's better.
The problem
bulb
with
than-
selling hats
On
for
that note,
auction,
goodbye, everyone.
On that note,
the only problem, I can't send hats media mail, so you have to pay full rate shipping.
Actually, here's the deal. The creepiest thing I can think of in my mind
whoa, Harry.
is a bunch of people that log into Mazzy auctioning off hats that all have the same size head.
No, I might. But I might try it, and if they don't sell, I can do Etsy or eBay or whatever.
You know what? Have you tried selling your socks?
I was going to say socks and underwear.
Yeah.
Do
God,
you remember a
you guys are
blues
creepy.
singer?
You guys
Anyone remember a blues singer by the name of Candy Cane?
Oh yeah, I've heard that
Candy
name.
Cane?
I
Yeah.
think she was a
Does she
stripper.
play saxophone?
She was a stripper as well.
Yeah.
And when I left LA Weekly, I went into the 900 number business.
Bobby
I said,
likes strippers.
I set Candy Cane up with a 900 number where you would get her underwear.
Did you ever? Did Record Collector News ever do this shit like on the Bay Guardians or the LA Weekly where you had all the porno ads in the back?
I tried, but they
'Cause
wouldn't.
that's how they made all their money, right?
I put all the porno ads in the back of the LA Weekly.
Yeah,
That's what
and
I
like
did.
it's like remember the San Francisco Guardian was the same
Yeah.
thing.
I always used to get pissed because the Village Voice could get away with a lot more than we could. I would get
Right.
complaints. I wasn't allowed to do S&M ads. And it was during AIDS. And I was like, S&M is safe sex.
Yeah.
Hey,
But-
Jim, do you run a magazine or a fanzine or something like that?
This is me.
Where have you been? Record Collector News.
Holy Christ Almighty! You're the guy who wants me to write that James Brown story.
That's right. Hurry up. Get to work.
Actually, a couple of guys, they sent me, or they figured out, like I keep telling them, somebody's got to write it for me. So they've got me involved in some sort of a thing with Windows where you talk into it and it writes down all that stuff.
There you go.
So I'll probably be doing that for you in a little while.
That would be
Although
awesome.
most
Man.
of these guys have heard the story, though, eh?
This is my latest cooking thing that I made that was absolutely delicious.
Banana bread brownies, eh? I love
Oh,
banana
Oh,
It's that
It's
brown
good.
butter glaze that makes it so good.
yeah. Is that
Oh, boy.
something that you could easily make in your prison cell?
bread. Oh,
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was good.
Along with the toilet wine.
you know
Yeah,
who makes good
slice-
cookies? Jenny makes good
I like
cookies.
to cook. I like to try new things.
I like to get a recipe out and follow it because I think when I was a kid, I used to make model cars and shit. So you get the instructions, you follow it, and you got
Yeah. When you're making a recipe, Jim, good idea not to include model glue.
well, you don't want you sniff the glue while you're cooking.
Mhm.
That's all. You never huff glue?
I cook for myself all the time.
Bobby, you huffed a little glue, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Closing my dreams inside this paper bag.
Never did.
I
Ian.
saw angels, but I could have been wrong. No.
Mazzy was gone, so I'm going to show him what he missed. This is what I made this week.
Oh
It
God.
was so good.
What is that?
Cook meth.
Banana bread brownies.
It's another delivery device of marijuana to his system.
There you go. Marijuana delivery device. So the Dunning-Kruger effect is a good effect.
Yes.
It's where we don't realize how.
Yeah, and if you weren't here earlier, rewind. Jim told a story about his new present pen pal.
Yes. No, I wanted people to think about perspective. That's all. When you're analyzing a situation, you want to.
But your perspective is so low.
Well, there you go. I got the crotch perspective. Like little kids, all they get is crotch.
Yeah.
Best time of your life is when you're a kid.
I
think
have a
maybe-
better. Actually, my life now is better than when I was a kid.
Yeah. My 20s were great. I mean,
I peaked at
my
14.
30s were great. My life, I'm happy with it, but 20s and 30s were kind
I'm
of
looking forward to the 80s.
Hey man, my father last Sunday or whatever, turned 100. Period. 100 years old.
Wow.
Still living alone, driving. Yeah. I made Revell models. I made monster models. I made. And then we'd blow them up. Get some firecrackers and blow them up.
The life.
Big Daddy Roth, was it?
Mm-hmm. With the big gear shift way up here.
Yeah, I love that stuff, man.
Yeah.
You see guys with motorcycles like that. I love all that culture.
My dad's been dead 40 years.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
He died of a heart attack on the job.
Never knew my dad. He died about when I was like 4.5.
Well, the thing is, here in Toronto, we've been having trouble with our emergency services, and it took an ambulance 23 minutes to get to him when he was having a heart attack. So he died before the ambulance got to him.
Well, hold on one second.
And they're supposed to show up within 5 or 6 minutes.
Jackson, you're like 68 years old. I never would have guessed that. The way the nonsense parade you've had since you've come on the scene, I thought you were like 32 years old.
So my 50th would have been this year if I would have fucking graduated.
Mine was.
I never successfully matriculated.
Yeah, mine was 3 years ago.
You didn't even get your GED?
No. 11th grade, I came down with mono and like German measles and all kinds of stuff, and I was out, and I just never went back.
Got to get vaccinated.
Huh?
Never mind.
Never went back. Actually, that's not true. I went back.
What made the German measles
never
different?
going back to my high school.
All right, no singing on this stream.
So I don't get notified when there's a graduation.
What's the difference between German measles and regular measles?
Was a difference.
It's a strain. Just
German measles are mostly up here.
I was going to say.
Hey, can I ask a question? I believe that my experience with measles was like a measles party. Did anyone have a measles party? Their parents have measles party?
No. But they're coming back.
Do you know what those are?
Where they try to give the kids measles?
Yeah,
Terry, I love Bonnie. I love
all the kids together so they all get the measles.
I never heard that in my entire life.
That's like some Washington D.C. insider bullshit.
Well,
there was no that. We got sick. We got the mumps. We got the
measles.
I've never had the measles or the mumps.
I got
chicken pox.
And then you get fucking shingles. That's a party.
Hey, I hope you guys have your shingles vaccine, you old guys.
I got my shingles vaccine because I got shingles.
It's a 2-part vaccine.
My doctor said the most important thing I would ever tell you to do is to get a shingles vaccine.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've had the shingles once.
If you're 60 plus and you haven't had a shingles vaccine,
he said if you get it, you'll wish you had it.
I never had a shingles vaccine. Well, I don't even know what the fuck shingles is.
You won't like it if you get it.
Do you know what sets off shingles?
This
does.
Stress. Actually, you know what? I think everyone has the shingles in them.
Only if you've had chicken pox.
No, everyone has it. It is stress related that brings out the shingles.
But
everyone has it. It's kind of like diarrhea. Diarrhea is hereditary.
Yeah, well, it's only
you can find it in your genes.
Well, it's only hereditary.
You said that joke like 4 times. Like,
I have it on good
authority. You need to buy volume 2 of that joke book, Harry.
I have it on good authority that if you eat banana bread brownies, diarrhea is in your future.
Okay, but seriously, shingles is where the chickenpox virus, which is stays in your spinal fluid. When you're stressed, your whatever goes down, the chickenpox virus works its way up your nerves to your skin, and it physically shingles. It fucks up your nerves and makes it look, and it tears up your nerves on the way up.
Hey,
and it hurts like a motherfucker.
And imagine if Jim had graduated high school, his explanation would be so much better.
I had a very minor case, literally that much on my shoulder.
I had it on
Thought
my
I was gonna
side.
lose my
It
mind.
follows. Yeah, Jim's right. It follows a nerve. So
Yeah.
I had it on my side, and it.
You got a lot
I
of
didn't
nerve.
have it. People that get it on.
What is it? A skin disease? Is it a skin disease?
It's literally where if you've ever had chicken pox,
No.
chicken pox doesn't go away. Then don't worry about it. But if you've
I
had
never
chicken,
had none of that stuff.
okay, it's chicken pox that 40, 50 years later travels up your nerve endings to your skin, and on the way up, it physically wipes out your nerves.
Hey, what's
Shingles them.
this Craig Spirit American CD laser? What the fuck are they talking about there?
Oh.
Waxed.
Somebody named CD Laser here was commenting.
Heavy truths about Mazzy and got censored. What heavy truths?
And who got mazered?
I think he's just
Well,
being
what
funny.
heavy truths? He gets fucking around. Yeah.
Don't be sensitive, Maz.
I'm not. I don't care. I'm just curious what he's talking about.
I
Yeah,
don't.
let me.
Be
Let
so
me do
sensitive.
You know, the guys, the typical thing. The guys that are invisible are fucking cut nose. Nobody likes them. No, they have no one to hang around with. They
Okay.
just make shit
Oh,
up.
hold on, Craig. Your account was created today. I don't know what nonsense parade you're on, but I'm alleviating you of your concern about expressing your point of view here.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good one.
There you go. Put him out of his misery.
Yeah, yeah. You're the fucked up one. You know, you just hide behind nothing.
Hold on, Mazzy.
Hey,
It's probably one. Mazzy, let's all agree that it's probably one of 5 people
Of course, we know
Who-
that. But I can still yell at them.
who have failed to make any kind of
They're lonely, pathetic people with no friends. They never get out of their house. They're stuck.
Bobby, how old were you when you had your first cigarette?
Well, I bought my first package of cigarettes. I've been smoking since I was a kid, but I bought my first package of cigarettes when I was 12.
I had my first
How did
cigarette.
you?
And the reason I did that, I had 2 younger brothers too, and we used to steal my old man's cigarettes. And one day he got up in the morning, didn't have any cigarettes. We stole them all on him, and he just grabbed all 3 of us kids, and he says he was really mad. He says, "God damn it! If you're gonna smoke, buy your own." So we started buying.
Did you roll them up in your sleeve?
How about you, Harry? When did you
Yeah,
start?
when I was 14, when I was
I
13.
don't smoke cigarettes.
Did you ever?
When I was in the Air Force, I smoked once in a while because I'd be on a mid shift and I'd be up all night and it would help you stay awake. But that was it.
Johnny Younggreen and me used to go into his mom's station wagon and smoke the cigarette butts when I was
Ugh.
5 years old. We would smoke
There's
the
nothing worse than picking up a soda can and drinking it and realizing that it had been used for cigarette butts.
Well, yeah, well, that came later.
Or a drink. A half drink or a quarter drink. Drunks do that sometimes. They just go and they pick up anything and drink it. I one time had a buddy who chewed tobacco, and he always had, a glass of whiskey in one hand and another glass where he would spit the tobacco juice in, eh? And one time we're all drunk up and all party and stuff like that, and he got the tobacco juice. It's a water glass, eh? It's 3/4 full. And one of the drunks, he put it down on the table, and one of the drunks went over to it, picked it up, and downed the whole goddamn thing, and he didn't puke. And if you've ever swallowed tobacco juice, believe me, you puke.
Wow.
hold on. Hey guys, something just
When I
dropped.
played ball, I used to chew tobacco, and and believe me, I know.
Wait a minute. Rob's balls just dropped.
No. I'm going somewhere right now. Would anyone like to see supposedly?
I do, Jose. I do.
Does anyone want to see what supposedly is the record store day list?
Yes.
Would anyone like to see that?
Yeah. Share the
Hold on,
link.
Go ahead.
It's not a link, it's a PDF, so I don't know how legit this is.
Mm.
But look, I don't think I'm breaking any crimes, right?
I don't think so.
Well,
Well, you
let's-
can't do that. It's blockaded or whatever.
what do you mean it's blockaded?
Embargo, you mean? How did you get it?
I'm not going to say that.
He's not able to divulge his sources.
Do you
It
want
was
to see
given
it?
to us.
Do people want to see it?
Yes. Jeez,
Okay.
just show the damn thing.
Why don't you calm down, you piece of shit?
I just got it too, I think.
Okay. All right. So I don't know if this is legit, but let's go through it and see what we got here.
Sure. Back
Okay.
to George Harrison.
Would you let's go in order, you putz.
Attack of the Billard B-sides. That sounds good right off the bat.
Okay. You got Aha demos, Honey High and Low. Air. Hold on. There's two air groups. That's not the jazz air. That's like the techno. B-52s, Trent Reznor, Chet Baker, Almost Blue +2. I thought Slow Down Sounds is like a gray market label. I don't know. Count Basie, Best of Roulette. That's on Rhino. Better than Ezra. I didn't realize how popular they are.
Wait, you skipped right over George Harrison.
All right, Beck and George Harrison.
It must be they're both doing the same song on different sides, I guess.
I do not know. It's a
Weird.
12-inch single. Did they ever do something together?
No.
No, they're
Black
They run off.
Sabbath, Internal Idol. Is that a later Black Sabbath?
Ooh, the Blasters 5-album set. Ooh.
I know.
I like that band. They're great, man.
That's jazz.
Yeah.
Hal Blaine.
I have tons of blasters.
Blue Cheer, Junk.
Burger Dog picture disc.
Okay, here we go. We
Ooh.
got David Bowie. Ready, Set, Go, live from 2003.
I've got that live from the
Bobby
Blackout
Charles.
or
That's
whatever.
a good one.
Wait,
Well,
Jeff
look at that
Bridges-
one way down by the end. Patsy Cline. The Lost
We're going
recording.
in order. Let's stop. Jeff Bridges did records in 77.
Patsy.
That's a trouble carrying.
Alex Chilton, Ry Cooder, Mazzy, live
Which
in 1972.
What's the Main Point Live? Okay, 72. Good. Rhino.
Okay.
Okay.
Elvis Costello, King of America, live.
Now you went by Patsy Cline.
All right.
A lot of
Patsy
live
Cline,
albums.
Patsy Cline, Imagine That, the Lost Recordings.
And the
Yeah.
Bobby Charles. You didn't mention that. That's going to be a good one.
Which one?
Bobby Charles.
Okay.
King
tell me.
Kalani and the Blowing Samoans.
Alex Chilton too. That's good.
I said Alex Chilton.
Okay. Hey, stop right here because it's not here, and for some reason I got to show something. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you make me big for a second?
Hold
Yeah,
on.
I'm excited about that one right there.
Now this is
Hold
Ego
on.
right here.
Make me
What do
big.
you
I
want?
need to show you some test pressings of a record store day. The first
Nice.
Dada album.
Nice.
Are you allowed to show that?
Today I am, actually. Today's the day. I've heard it. We had a listening about 2 weeks ago here. This is the test pressing. It's pretty great. These were if you've heard the
Is it
CD, how
45
great it is.
RPM or just
Disneyland.
two
No, it's
LPs?
33s, but they're 2 LPs because it was a CD. Plus, there's a few extra, like 4 extra tracks. I think Joey.
When is it
I
coming
might
out?
be wrong. Pardon me?
Record Store Day?
Record Store Day release. Dada, their first album. It's coming out through Real Gone Music, and it's some kind of swirl color. Which, I mean, this is just.
David, how you doing, David?
Okay. We're going back to the
Got a
I'm looking
groove.
forward to
pressure
hearing that.
plant. Anyway,
okay, we're going back to the thing.
Okay, go back to the list.
Okay. Hold on. We gotta Mazzy made me ruin.
Is there
all
going to
of
be a 3-inch Beatles record?
I
Hold
hope
on.
not.
Can we go through this in peace? So
No.
here is Dada, Real
Yeah,
Gone
okay,
Music,
you
2 LP. So
How
what's
much
the
is it?
Doesn't,
doesn't-
say.
doesn't say on here.
Okay.
Here's one that I'm really looking forward to. This Nathan Davis records are hard to find. Happy Girl, I'm gonna get that.
I noticed they're not putting up the prices of their records. What is
They
every
never
store have it?
on this. They never do that. They never.
They'll
Record store
come out eventually. They'll come
What,
out.
There's-
different stores have
Oh,
different
can I
prices.
finish? Hold on. Can I finish? Usually there's a suggestive retail price, but you have to wait to right around record store day when stores start posting the prices.
So there's different
They
prices
never-
at different stores.
And-
Well,
And
they
this
should
list-
all be the same.
hold on. this list, usually the list says how many pressings there are. Whatever this list is, doesn't have that. So let's go through some more. Okay.
Willie Dixon, yeah, baby.
That's on Culture Factory. Those are that French company. The Doors, Strange Days.
That might
Work
be
in Progress.
interesting. I'll have to get that.
Isn't these usually boxes with all the extra shit?
It just
It's only
says
one
LP.
Yeah.
The
Kenny
Dwarves.
Dorham, live Kenny Dorham.
The Dwarves. That's going to be a 3-inch record.
No, congratulations on that, Joe Carey.
I sat there.
Hey everyone, another Bill Evans live in
Oh
Finland.
yeah, that's what we need is more Bill Evans.
I know, ridiculous. Neil Finn, Liam Finn, his son, which I'm not joking, that is his son.
I hate Picture Disc. Fleetwood Mac Picture Disc, the self-titled. And
Yeah.
Well, they got to figure out a way to reissue that shit every time.
Fred again. I don't know Fred again. There's a lot of Fred again. Peter Gabriel. That's that album he put out. I don't know what's different about this one. Liam Gallagher.
Ooh, a 4-album Jerry Garcia box set. Imagine that.
Yeah, I know. David
Ooh,
Gilmour.
from Ipanema. I might have to get that.
But the Orpheum is probably a good show, Harry.
David Gilmour.
Guys, I gotta go. I'm sorry.
All
I
right.
gotta bail.
Okay. See you, Jim.
All right.
Bye.
We won't miss you. Grateful Dead 2. Oh, 5 LP box set.
They always
So
do
what's the David Gilmour going to be? Any idea?
No.
What was the name of his new album?
Between 2 points?
I don't know. Vince
Actually,
Guaraldi.
Francois Hardy looks good, but
Kraft is putting out a new
Ooh,
one.
Grateful Dead on a back porch. That's interesting.
a 12-inch single of George Harrison and Beck. Be Here Now. So
We
they're-
already looked at that.
Well, it just shows
Hold
up.
on. There's a George Harrison All Things Must Pass. What is that?
3 LP said Zoetrope. That's weird.
Oh, does that mean it has that
Oh
animated?
man, well, come on, they're really getting ridiculous now. Of course, I'll buy it, but
John Lee Hooker, Brittany Howard. Okay, let's go down. Freddie Hubbard, On Fire live from Blue Morocco.
Robert Hunter.
You're looking for this one, right, Harry? Iced Tea.
Yeah, I like it with not sweet though, no sugar.
Here you go, Mazzy. Mahalia Jackson.
Yeah, I love Mahalia Jackson.
Jethro
Skip
Tull.
James, Bobby.
Jethro Tull.
Skip James, he's a blues player, man. He's pretty good too. Got a real high voice, eh?
Hard Time Killing Floor.
Oh, they're putting out the Top Secret soundtrack.
Jethro Tull, Songs from the Vault.
John and Yoko.
There's a Geddy Lee 12-inch single.
Elton
The
John
one-
Live at the Rainbow.
They're teasing us here. Okay, John and Yoko, Power to the People
The Killers
live
and Bruce
1-to-1
Springsteen.
concert, which means the one-on-one concert will be coming out probably this year. Then, if
It's
they're
an EP.
teasing. I know, but
EP.
that means they're going to put out that as an EP, as a album or a video.
There's
soon.
a Little Richard.
The Brunswick recordings. You want his records on specialty records is what you want.
Okay.
Nick Lowe. Okay.
Was that?
The Meters album.
That wasn't Harvey Mandel. What is?
Two
thought it was.
Mingus albums
Hmm.
in Argentina. Okay. Joni Mitchell Live 76.
Morphine, the guitar album.
Monk live at the It Club. Another. Are they reissuing this one again? Live in Seattle? Or they have more? Hey,
I don't know.
Morphine. Jim left, but there's a Morphine record.
Yeah, that's the guitar album.
I like that band.
It's a joke.
Yeah, Morphine's great. Great.
Motley Crue, Motorhead.
The OJs.
Oh, so this must be this Jerry Mulligan Monk. Kraft always puts out a mono one for Record Store Day, so I'm guessing
They're putting a vinyl version of that.
I might get that Nectar album.
The Oasis box. I mean, the Oasis CD best of. They're putting out in 4 LPs.
Wouldn't the Oasis best of be a single 45?
They have good. I mean, I'm not a massive fan, but they have a lot of hits. Not
Hey.
as much, not in America, but in the
Here
UK.
you go, Harry.
iRobot, a work in progress.
Harry's been looking for this. There's a new Papa Roach.
No, I smoke roaches.
Alan Parsons, iRobot, a work in progress.
Yeah, I'll probably buy that.
Those are the cooking vinyl ones. They do pretty good stuff.
That's a
Vicky
good album.
Peterson and John Cowsill.
Yeah, so Vicky Pearson's from the Bangles and John Castle is from the Castles. Pixies, there's always usually a Pixie one, isn't there?
What's the difference between the Pixies and the Dwarves, though, really?
Oh God.
You're an idiot.
Hey, somebody tell me, on the far left of this, they got letters E, 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 F, L, E, E. What do those letters mean?
Oh, that probably refers to the type of release it is, I'm guessing. Oh, wait,
Okay,
here. Right here.
E is exclusive. Okay, sometimes
okay.
they're exclusive for Record Store Day. Sometimes the F are first, which means
Okay.
the first you buy at Record Store Day, but it'll come out maybe a different color a year
See,
later.
that's why we have Mazzy here to read that for us. Like when he read my menu for me,
Good.
Hey, there's
I need
he
Queen,
told me what Mexican food was.
Thanks, Maz. Thank you, sir.
Queen EP.
No, I'll pass on that.
Hey, there's a Ramones, a live Ramones record.
Metal Machine music.
Oh, okay. Here's my buddy's putting this out, the Rembrandts.
Metal Machine music. That's great. Okay, let me read.
The
People are gonna
replacement.
hate that.
The replacements.
Good for them. Who's putting out
Hey,
Metal?
does
Machine
anyone know this? Harry, I'll give you $1 if you know what this is.
The Rock of Fire Explosion.
Do you know who
No
they
idea.
are?
No idea.
They are the predecessor to Chuck E. Cheese Showbiz Pizza. That was the animatronic band.
Oh my God.
Rolling Stones.
Wait a minute. Are they doing a live album?
I got them all.
No, out of our heads, US.
They need another live album. Is what they need.
We need 2 Todd Rundgren records, I'll tell you that.
I
Okay,
don't
so
know
here's a
about
good
that.
one.
He's hitting
Pharaoh
and miss.
Sanders. So the Resurrecting the Strata East label, and this is one of the releases. This for Record Store Day is Pharaoh Sanders, which I have an OG copy of. So that's cool. Saxon, Archie Shepp. I'll have to get that
I
one.
shudder to think.
All right, you're
There's
an idiot.
Saxon. I know a guy who's going to be buying that Saxon. No problem.
Skin Lab. That's where you go if you get shingles.
Okay, good one.
Dave Stewart sings Dylan.
Oh, this is for Elliot Cruz.
Oh, I like
Ralph
that.
Stanley.
But that's a good album. Ralph Stanley, Man of Constant Star. Marty Stewart and the
Ooh.
Fabulous Superlatives.
2 Sun Ra records.
I like Marty Stewart, Space Junk, 2 LPs.
Oh,
That's
thank God there's a Taylor Swift record. There'll be big lines now.
Oh, Carla Thomas.
Here you
man,
go.
do something.
13th Floor Elevators. Live.
It's alive. Yeah.
Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Any of you guys know Carla Thomas?
Not
Yeah.
personally.
Oh, yeah. Carla Thomas. Yeah.
She's fantastic.
Yeah, totally.
All right.
How does soul jazz end up after
Because
various?
they're comps. They're comps.
They're comps.
These
Come
are
back.
various artists.
Yeah, but
comps.
it's not alphabetically
Here you
correct.
go, Harry. The Wicked soundtrack's out. You can go do
Oh,
that.
yeah. I like to go to the
wait.
theater and sing
Here's
along.
a good one. So here, the story is that Org is reissuing all the Westbound records.
Ooh,
and they're
Rob,
supposed to be
here's one
doing-
for you. The Virgin
Can you
Suicide.
just shut up,
Deluxe.
Harry, and let me finish? So the story is Westbound is reissuing Maggot Brain. It's been supposed to come out, but maybe this is their start of putting out a comp. So now say your stupid ass joke, Harry.
Well, your record, The Virgin Suicides.
There you go. Don't you feel better about making that?
I do.
Am I the
Tom
only one?
Waits.
It's like letting out a fart.
Tom Waits, that might be cool. But Wall of Voodoo, okay. But Roger Waters doing The Dark Side of the Moon is like if Paul McCartney redid Abbey Road.
Yeah, but it already came out. What did they put? What is this
Clarence
magic?
White now.
Excuse me, guys. I got to take off. I got to go up to the bank.
Okay, bye.
All right,
You gonna
as long as
rob
you
them?
let us know what you're doing.
Well,
Harry Potter soundtracks.
Wire, that could be good.
Clarence White.
Yep, could be good. That's pre-Bird stuff. Birds in Flight. I like that. 60 through 73.
Yes, live in 72. And Warren Zevon. There you go, Mazzy.
Oh, the giant. Okay, that giant years. Those records have not been reissued or even out on
4
vinyl.
LPs. Wow.
That's full albums. Those are like the later albums.
What years are those? 90s?
Those are like the last before he did his last two. I forgot. They're like God, which ones are they? Those are great records. Okay,
is this a real Jose? Because I don't think he said fuck yet.
The giant years.
That's interesting, right? That was good. That was a good
Not bad. Not bad.
Okay, guys. So I'm gonna wrap things up because I have to exit the premises.
Disappointed there's no Beatles in there though. That's
Yeah.
surprising. Maybe they always add stuff.
Hold on. This was a list. I'm almost certain that it's pretty accurate, but there could be titles on there because typically they don't release the stuff until the next month, like a month before. Right?
The list usually comes out in February, mid-February. But this year, Record Store Day is a week or two earlier than last year.
Okay.
So this is about
I was really excited about the Dada.
I see at least four records I'm interested in getting. So
yeah. All right. Take care.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining. I'll be back
later. Gator.
Bye.